Network Radio. Network Radio. They said I could never talk good sports radio.
What you talking about, Will?
But I told them.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
So I found out.
It's a transmitter. It's a radio for speaking.
So I saw the light talking sports radio.
I have seen the light!
So I thought about starting Rev T Sports Revival.
By George, he's got it. By George, he's got it.
People are saying,
you can see how you have progressed in the show, and I'll tell you what, man, it shows. I mean, it totally shows.
and our callers are saying this. Right? Man, what you think about the Rev T Sports Revival?
No. The show seems really good. You seem like you have a lot of fun. This is why I called in, and you both know your sport. So it's always fun talking to people that know their sports. That's why I like to call in whenever I get a chance.
And after I introduce my guests, they say,
for that big intro, I don't know whether to make you my agent or have you call my mom.
our guests are saying this.
Your broadcast always edifies, and y'all were inspirational. You're unselfish. You don't whitewash anything. You deal with the real problems and issues, whether they popular or unpopular.
And they saying, I'm sounding like this great legend that had a mouthpiece in the radio business.
Man, you talking sports over there like TV Green, man. That's what I like about Rev T Sports Revival.
But most of all, this. Hey, Fred, what you think about the Rev T Sports Revival?
Hey, when you tell them Rev T, if they ears ain't used to great talk radio, they need to adjust. Because at the end of the day, being different ain't being wrong. It's just being who you are. If they scared to be who they are, they probably shouldn't be listening to your show anyway.
Why tweet about it when you could talk about it on the Rev T Sports Revival? Believe that, baby. March with me. Baby! Hold on one more time, it's Thursday. Baby, we sitting there live, y'all. Brian Motown, Radio DMV. I'm Jabal Fernandez at the Real Rev T. And I'm sitting here with my man, 50 Grand. That talk sports only like he can. DMV Cal, y'all. And we celebrate the Cowboys Game 2. Official auction, the Kangaroo. I want you to lay some boots up, strap them up real tight, and march with me. Live right here, Motown Never Radio DMV. It's the Rev T Sports Revival. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Come on, lay some boots up, strap them up real tight, and march with us. March with us. March with us. We gonna talk about the Caps. We gonna talk about the NBA Finals. We gonna talk about the Redskins, Week 2 OTAs, and so much more. Oh man, I feel good. I feel good. One more time, let's go. Yeah, man, we sitting here live right here. Motown Never Radio DMV. I'm Tavon Fennell at the Real Rev T. I'm so glad to be here with the people this morning. I feel good, DMV Cal.
What it do? What it do?
You say, I know you feel good. You was up late last night rocking the red, what?
Ain't no stopping us now, baby. You know I was.
He's talking about he rocking the red and stuff. But DMV Cal, before I get into all that shadiggity bob and shadiggity bang, can we talk about some stuff, Cal?
I don't know. But you know what? Yeah, man. It's Thursday. I got my boots on. I'm walking down that alley with you. Let's get it.
Let's kind of do it, man. Real quick, right?
Uh-huh.
Come on, Kel, you know it's time. Talk about the yeah, when we like it was in there. Yeah, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Yeah, that talk about, y'all. Hey, we famous for that talk about, DMVJ. You know what I want to talk about, don't you?
I got a good idea.
Oh, okay. Before we get into it, talk about, we got a call on the line. Let's see who calling us this morning. Good morning, 219, and welcome to the Sports Revival. How you doing? Who is this? 219?
Rev, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
What's up, Rev? Snowman here.
Snowman.
Yes, sir.
What's up? What's on your mind, Snowman? What's good?
The NBA Finals is upon us, gentlemen, and it's a rematch of the last three.
Remix.
This Brian Snow?
This is the one and only Brian Snow.
Oh, man, Brian, tell the people where they can find you at, champ. You at home right now. Your casa, our casa, people the casa, y'all.
They can find me on Snowman in the morning, beginning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, beginning Monday, June 11th. I'm busy reshaping my show. I'm in the process of relocating back to my hometown of Chicago for a little bit. And just like you and the rest of us that do it online, I'm going to simply bring it, just like everybody else does.
Man, well, since you on the Sports Revival in my casa, your casa, two casa, people of casa, man, what I want you to do is lay out on the line, man, what's going on with these NBA Finals. You got the Golden State Warriors, okay, and then you got the Cleveland Cavaliers. What's this, round two? This the second time they did this thing?
Actually, this is part 4.
Part 4.
Yeah.
This sounds
And
like
I don't know about nobody else, but I'm sick to my damn stomach about it.
You tired of it,
I'm going to keep it one.
It's like a Friday the 13th series. It's just like a Friday. Part 1 and 2 was good, but 3 and 4, I mean, do people really give a damn about this series, Brian?
Let me answer that question. Hell no, they don't. They're tired of the same tired remix. And frankly,
thank you.
So am I. And I talk more NBA. I've talked more NBA in the past 2 years than I've ever done on my program. But in its current state, the NBA simply is not the same as it was in the time that I was growing up, which I call the golden era, because you had, players like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing, the original Dream Team. You had all those players in that era of the NBA where defense was allowed, where people actually cared about the game, where players actually loved playing the game and wasn't worried about forming super teams. I'm reminded of a couple of conversations that Larry Bird and Magic Johnson had when the question was posed, would you call your best friend to join your team? And their answer simply was, hell no, I want to beat them in between the lines, period.
Mm-hmm. We sitting there live on Radio DV. We got Brian Snow joining us, man. Brian, tell the people where they can follow you at, man.
They can find me on, like I said, Snowman in the morning, beginning Monday, June 11th, 8 a.m. I'm all over social media. The ID you need is at SIT Morning, and my personal Twitter is at Big Snowman 721.
Go ahead, Kel.
Hey, Snowman, smoke this over, man. What we're seeing with the NBA is a direct result of the everybody gets a trophy era. Okay?
That's exactly what it is. It's a participation trophy league now.
Exactly.
It's a participation trophy league, and as unfortunate and as much as I hate to say it, except for the NHL, they actually compete. But the other leagues are starting to sound and look and feel like participation leagues. And to think the first sport that I ever fell in love with was baseball. But it's not the same anymore. It's more, I hate to make this comparison, but I think you gentlemen will understand, it's more travel ball based than basketball based.
Yeah, you are exactly right. And I don't understand why the powers that be in the NBA can't see that fans are getting turned off. There's no parity. I don't want to see the same teams for 4 years straight. I don't want to see the same guys battling, going after. I've already seen that movie.
Who has
Give me something new?
It's something. A friend of mine made this comparison when I put a post on my company page and my show page this morning on Facebook. It's kind of like the Rocky series. You know what's going to happen. It's just a different opponent. In this case, it's the same opponent. And I'm going to say a statement that I said on my show, and I got a lot of vitriol about it, but I don't care. It goes like this. For 15 seasons, LeBron James has not only handcuffed the Cleveland Cavaliers, he's handcuffed the league. He's gotten the Cavaliers, and in some cases the Miami Heat, if you think about it very carefully, to bring in the players that he wants to make himself look good and play better, which he hasn't in 15 seasons.
Hey, and this year is the prime example. He brought 4 brand new players. I've never seen this done. 4 brand new players mid-season to run with him. I've never seen that.
I think you guys will appreciate it. And Rev, I've always wanted to do this on your show, but let me drop a little old school knowledge on some of these people.
Revival, man. Man, you know how I roll, man. Go ahead, do your thing. I'm sitting back center,
Let's drop a little old school.
Man, do your
Let's
thing.
drop a little old school, and I'm gonna mix in and I'm gonna mix in two sports with this. Has Michael Jordan ever asked for any help? No. He trusted his management to get him the correct players. Now, in 1988, at the end of the 88 season, there was a trade made that was unpopular with Chicago Bulls fans when Charles Oakley was shipped to New York for Bill Cartwright. Why, you ask? Because the Bulls had not had in the early part of the Michael Jordan era, what was the one position that was always missing with the Bulls? A center.
A center.
So you bring in a reasonably healthy Bill Cartwright, who anybody who knows Bill Cartwright knows he had so much trouble with his feet and also his knees in his years in New York. All right, he missed the better part of 3 full seasons with the Knicks. So when that trade happened, it happened at a time where Bill Cartwright was reasonably healthy. It gave the Bulls a stabilizing center, which later became Luke Longley in the second three-peat. Stabilizing center. That's all they needed. They built everything around Michael Jordan. And Mike went to the management and said, I trust you to build this team. 87 Scottie Pippen shows. 87 Horace Grant shows. Then you get the trade for Bill Cartwright. Oh, and well before Bill Cartwright became the stabilizing center, they needed a backcourt mate. Anybody remember a fellow by the name of John Paxson?
My Lord.
Brought him in from San Antonio, as a matter of fact. And I'll intertwine that in a moment. When they brought in John Paxson, their backcourt was sealed for the next 9 seasons. And remember, they brought Paxson in 4 years before they brought in Bill Cartwright. Michael never complained to management once. The only time, let me try that again. The only time he complained to management was when they put a clause in his when he forced them to put a clause in his contract called the love of the game clause, because Michael is that competitive and wanted to play so badly. Remember the season he broke his foot? 85, 86, he wanted to come back and play so badly, but the team, to their credit, was so worried about him coming back way too soon, and of course he happened to prove all of us wrong and dropped 63 on the Boston Celtics in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference first-round playoff in 1986. Now let me tie that to a sport called football. Back in the day, and Rev, you're going to love this comparison, there was a running back for the Washington Redskins who goes by the name of John Riggins. He was drafted originally by the Jets, and he came to the Redskins. He sat back and did his thing with a fellow named Joe Theismann. They had the Smurfs at the time at wide receiver, including Charlie Brown. Why I'm tying this all together, you don't see any old school trust like that anymore. The best time you can see it is when teams in the NBA play like teams. Hello, Golden State. Hello, San Antonio. And in some cases, hello, Minnesota. You only see teams that play like teams. And to answer your question of why the powers that be won't let any other teams compete for an NBA World Championship, it goes like this. Adam Silver is David Stern's puppet. He was elected commissioner, but still has David Stern's agenda, and he has it to this day. And until Adam Silver grows a set of nuts and decides to tell the NBA, look, we're getting back to our old ways, and we're going to let teams play like teams, and we're not going to have all these superstar teams anymore. Yeah, when free agency comes around, you're allowed to make your own decision. But until Adam Silver decides to grow a set and tell the teams, look, we're going to have some parity, and we want to see everybody compete, the NBA will never be the same again. Period.
Well, basically what you're telling me is the NBA won't be the same anymore. Let's look at this Houston a Golden State series. James Harden, a guy who's known for what? Putting the ball on the floor, getting to the free throw line. You all of a sudden turned into a 3-point shooter. I mean, it was so blatant to me. These guys don't want to win. These guys don't want to win. Because if they did...
Let's go further. Let's go deeper.
Go ahead.
They're scared to win. They're scared to win. How do you have a 7th game on your home floor after getting the doors blown off of you in Oakland? You had to figure Houston had some kind of confidence coming back to Texas. We got the 7th game in our house. We have the best crowd in our house. Everybody is going to see red. In the first half, Houston played like Houston. But give Golden State credit. They made the adjustments they needed to make, and they started playing Warrior basketball, i.e. the ball was hopping around. Houston stopped playing, period. And that came at the expense of them losing Chris Paul 2 games ago, number one. And number two, they stopped playing when they got an 11-point lead at the half. And it ties into, let me go back to Game 6. Did y'all notice Houston stopped playing after they led by 17 at the end of one on the road in a closeout game? You take the Bulls back in the day and they're up 17 in a closeout game, you may as well put that in the book.
Man, look, Snowman, you Roy, you dropping that. Hey, man, tell the people where they can find you at, Snowman.
At SIT Morning is where they can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat, as well as Twitter. And I'm on the air 8 to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday, beginning Monday, June 11th. And they can listen to me online at arenasportsnet.com/SIT Morning. And that's where you can find the show page.
Nail at the Real Real T, y'all, and I'm sitting with DMV Kev. And man, when you got the snowman coming into the house in the summertime, you already know that it's about to be some drama, and a whole lot of knowledge was dropped. But listen here though, before I let you go, Big Brother Brian, I like to know one thing. You got the
Yes, sir.
You got the Golden State Warriors. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers. Who is going to win this damn thing? If I had to go to Vegas right now, well, you know I don't go to Vegas. I go to Ray Ray up around the corner in the back of the alley, down the stairs, and down to the right, and knock on the steel door and then handle my money.
Right.
But what I'm just saying though, when I go to Ray Ray to place my bet for the Golden State Warriors, Cleveland Cavaliers, NBA Finals 2018, I should put my money on a game in 7 games on who?
Warriors in 5. They're gonna win the title. They're gonna win the title in California once again.
I can see that because LeBron is worn out. He's worn out
on his feet. Listen, he had a great series against Toronto. Don't get me wrong. He had an absolutely stunning series, especially that Game 7 in Boston. But now you're facing the fastest guns in the West. You're facing the defending world champions. And just like Toronto and just like Boston, you have to open the series on the road. And except for 2016, and there was a lot of chicanery there going into Game 5, and I'll tell you all about that when I get back on air, LeBron does not do well in openers on the road. Boston proved that. The Warriors will prove it tonight.
Man.
And don't forget Philly. Philly,
and Philadelphia.
Exactly.
Philadelphia's coming up also. Philadelphia's coming up also. But LeBron on the road to open the finals has not been good. Do I dare reference 2007 in Texas, i.e. San Antonio?
Right. And I'll say one thing to add on top of this. You got to understand one thing, the difference, I think, between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers is that as LeBron goes, the Cleveland Cavaliers go, okay? Versus, though, the Golden State Warriors, they can pick from who the hell going to go, and if it don't make a difference if the rest of them don't go, because once that one get going, guess what? That could be the difference maker right there. And it could be from Durant, it could be from Curry, hell, it could be from the monkey's ass off the tree, off the bench.
No, but you know what, man? I'm going to say this.
Let me throw one more piece at you guys. You know how the Warriors pulled together to win Game 7? There was a mitigating circumstance that should have cost them the game, but it helped them. And there's the same circumstance going into Game 1 tonight. They won Game 7 in Texas without Andre Iguodala.
Well, I'm going to say this, Rev. You're right. There's always somebody with that Warriors team that steps up. And to me, Klay Thompson is going to be the dark horse in this series. Without Iguodala. He's going to be the dark horse. Yep.
He dropped 35 on Houston in Game 6, and he dropped 25 in Game 7. You know what the crazy thing about that was, and I'll step away. Klay Thompson played that game in foul trouble and still dropped 27 points.
Still made a difference.
He had 3 fouls in the first 10 minutes. And you think there wasn't a difference when he was out of the game and Houston was allowed to race to a 15-point lead? But as soon as he came back and dropped a couple of buckets, that got Stephen Curry going, that got Kevin Durant going. Kevin Durant was trying to isolate, and Steve Kerr got in his head and said, look, we got to play the way we play. And Kevin Durant and the boys responded. I'll give you my prediction for tonight's game. As mad as Cavalier fans are going to be at me for making this prediction, I believe this to be true. Tonight will end Warriors 120, Cleveland 95.
That's Brian Snow, man. That you can follow him. Man, you tell the people where they can follow you every one more time before you go. Go ahead, man. Your casa, my casa. Viva la casa.
I appreciate it. They can find me on Twitter at Big Snowman 721, and they can follow the show Snowman in the Morning using the ID at SIT Morning on all social media.
Man, we sitting there live, Mountain Top Network Radio, DMV. I'm Tavon Fennell at the Real Rev T. Sitting alongside my man 50 Grand and talk sports like you can. You Gail McClain, DMVKL2 on Twitter, y'all. We be right back. Hey, man, Snowman, that was some good stuff, y'all. That wasn't nothing but the word, y'all. The word on the Thursday. Ow! Watch with me. Do it till you satisfied.
Network Radio.
Hey y'all, this is Claudette from Ruffle Apparel, where we specialize custom design t-shirts. Our shirts range from infants to adult 5X. We make shirts for groups, churches, organizations, and we will do personalized shirts of your favorite sports team. If you mention the Rev T Sports Revival or Mountaintop Network Radio, you would get a 10% discount off your first order. You can reach us on Facebook at Ruffle Apparel. You can email us at ruffleapparel@gmail.com, or you can even give us a call at 202-577-5903.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
This is Maurice Wood with Ghostis Real Estate. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the Washington metropolitan area, give me a call, 240-356-3580. When you do, mention Mountaintop Network Radio and receive a free CMA on your current home. Once again, this is Maurice Wood with Ghostis Real Estate. Give me a call today, 240-356-3580. Real estate is a relationship business. Let's build one.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
Crystal M. Adair on Mountaintop Network Radio, where the people's voice can be heard. I'm a motivational speaker and an author of the newly released Therapy, a memoir novella by Crystal M. Adair. Go click on Amazon right now. Get your 5-star copy with great reviews. I promise you, it's a book that will change your life. Again, Crystal M. Adair with Mountaintop Network Radio. Tune in again for my motivational minutes.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
This is Steven Askins, host of the Inside Blitz. You can catch me Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. right here on Mountaintop Network Radio, DMV. And we will break down the Thursday night game, talk about the Sunday games, give you injury and fantasy pointers. So tune in Sunday morning, 10 to 11 a.m. right here on Mountaintop Network Radio, DMV.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
All right, shall I get your shine on, sugar? Right here, Mountaintop Network Radio, DMV. I'm Tavon Fennell. Hashtag Brad T, Export Survivor. I'm my man, 50 Grand to talk sports like you can. You Gail McClain, y'all, DMVKL2 on Twitter. Hey, Ken.
What it do, Soldier?
Hey, man, that was some good stuff, man. The Snowman, he came in here and laid it down like Sammy Town. Hey, Kel, I still don't know with Sammy Town, man. I still be trying to figure out. I say Sammy Town an awful lot, and I still don't know what the hell Sammy Town is. Sammy Town. It sounds good, though, don't it, when I say it? They hold it down like Sammy Town.
That's Sammy Davis Jr. hometown.
Sammy Town. Little Sam. Boy, I miss Little Sammy when he was tap dancing across the stage and stuff, looking at you with one eye. Just tap.
I ain't doing that with you. I ain't doing that. I am not doing that with you today. I ain't doing that. Sammy Davis Jr. family, send all your letters to Rev T.
And you know who else I speaking of tap dancing? You know who else I miss tap dancing, man?
Who that?
Gregory Hines. Remember Gregory Hines used to look like he was drunk all the time when he tap danced and stuff.
Yeah, he had a crazy flow going on with them feet. You ain't lying.
But listen here, though. Want me to tell you what was the greatest tap dance scene I ever seen on TV?
What's that?
When Lamar Sanford was tap dancing. When you see Lamar tap dancing and just smiling and stuff, he just remind you of how happy Negroes used to be when they used to tap dance back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm leaving all of that alone. We're going to throw that whole conversation away, as the young people would say.
But since I'm having flashbacks, man, and when I was young, DMV, you know, last night, man, I was sitting up watching Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Washington Capitals was out in Las Vegas playing, what they call it, the Las Vegas Blue Knights or whatever, or Golden Knights or whatever.
Vegas Golden Knights.
Right. And man, I saw the Washington Capitals had this goalkeeper name. What, Brandon Holtby or something like that?
Hope Beast.
That's right, Holtby, man. You know, when I saw him stretch his arms out and stuff, I started to think about the Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
Do I sound
He was like Rubber Man. He was like Rubber Man back then, Red.
It was like, or maybe he listened to the Spinner singing, "Here comes the Rubber Man with the rubber." I'm just saying, but last night in Las Vegas, about the Wayne minutes in the third period of the final minutes in the final hours. What I saw was DMV Cal. I saw Holtby dig way down deep in the jungle to say, not this time, not in this place, not in these seconds, not in these minutes will this happen to us, the Washington Capitals, again. And I know everybody that said that could be the game changer of the series. You damn right. And for once,
hell yeah, it is.
Hold on, DMV Cal. And for once, I want you to hear this. I want the people to hear this. Guess what, Cal?
What's that?
Rock the damn red. Rock the damn red. Don't tie down the red. You better go rock the red. And you can call me a ship jumper all you want. Look, I'm jumping. I'm jumping. Oh, I'm jumping. I done jumped on the ship. And guess what, Cam? It feels good in the DMV. Because whether these
good now.
Whether these Bammers win or win it all, they fall short by the wayside. Guess what? It's a good feeling in the DMV right now. And I feel good. And I just tell
you leaving out one important fact.
Yes.
The Washington Capitals made history last night. The last time in 1985, when the Washington Capitals, their last opportunity at Lord Stanley,
I got hyped.
They were swept. They didn't win one game. So they've already made history just by winning last night.
And DMV
come on with it.
DMV Cal, I ain't seen so many white people in the street acting like they was black till it was a beautiful sight to see last night downtown.
Man, listen, you know me. I'm walking through the crowd, and I swear on everything, Red, I heard Lionel Richie. We're going to party, Calamo, Fiesta, forever. I mean, it was love everywhere. High fives, handshakes, hugs, and listen, Washington Capitals, please bring this Stanley home so that I can have the opportunity my father had in taking me to a championship parade. Rev, you know I'm hard on that. I want to take my son to a championship parade so that he can see how the DMV, when we're united and we unite, this is the greatest place on earth to live.
Where DMV can this the damn best show to listen to. You know why? Because we united by William DJ Chill Will Kelly, who tuning in. Reggie Wade, who tuning in. The lovely Renita Jefferson, DMBK, she up in the building, Chan. And then Gregory L. Davis. And there you go right there, Sports on the Hill podcast with Carol Porter. We talking about Robbie Gross, Rob, he up in the building. And then I see Anthony Kirk of DMBK. They all tuning in right now. And I think of Fennell up in the building by the name of Dirk. And you know Big Brother Brian Snow, man, who just laid it down. He all over. Paul Jones, we see you, Champ, tuning in. AKLA all over, man. They go Joe Cleasy, he tuning in with us this morning. And then they go Albert Brown and Jason Hester getting down with us. You know what I'm talking about? And listen, hey, Kel, there you go, Slim. I wonder why it's cool in the air. That's Jeffrey Cool Breed Anderson Sr. with us, Champ. Tuning in this morning.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. And then, look, hey, Kel, they all here, man. Look. I got Kenneth Scott. I got Darnell Gray. I got James Abraham and Michael Mo Murphy. Hey, Ken, I heard Mo Murphy might come and talk some Redskins with us, man. You know he be out there covering the Redskins. I heard he might come to the Sports Revival and testify a thing or two. You know what I'm talking about them OTAs. But then, look, Ken, we got the beautiful Nia Randall Gregory tuning in. Good morning to you, cousin. I see you. Hold on, man. Left-handed in the building, Ken. Left-handed, he up in the building. Hold on, Kelly, it's getting hotter. And then guess who else up in here? Brian ain't lying. Brian ain't lying. He showed up ain't lying. He lying about coming to Mountaintop Network Radio DMV, though. He's signifying. And then I see Dion Person, man. Hey, man, what's up to you too, Tank? And then you know what, Kel? When you got politicians that tune into your show, you know you must be doing something right.
Yeah, we politically correct.
That's right. We got the lovely delegate of Merlin, Diana Fennell. She's sitting there tuning in. Y'all make sure y'all go vote for her coming up on the election out there in Merlin, Landover, Glenard, and Bladensburg. Y'all know what it is. And then Sherwin Dizzy, he tuning in. And they go, Libby, what's going on, mama? And there you go right there. Rasul McGee and Jerry Sutton, man. They all tuning in. They rock the red, man. Rock the red, champ.
Hey, look at here, Rev. All I want to say is this. When the Caps caught that first penalty and the Vegas Knights went on their power play, I said to myself, damn, Joe, these referees are trying to get these Bammers this game as any way as possible without looking too obvious.
Rough.
And man, listen, the Washington Capitals have the formula this year to win Lord Stanley. They have a first, second, third, and fourth line that can get that puck to the net, pepper that goalie, and then they have a goalie who's standing on his head right now. With that save, on that 3-on-5. Capitals had 3, Vegas had 5. And they didn't count Hopi in the mix, Reb. They forgot about the Hope Beast. And when he made that save, and then they panned on to Alex Ovechkin, and the emotion that came over Ovi, it resonated.
That's right. It
resonated throughout. It resonated throughout this DMV area, man, because we see and believe because our leader sees and believes. This and Rev, I'm gonna tell you, man. It got to the point where I had to turn the volume down because the commentators they weren't biased. They were thinking of every way that the Golden Knights could be successful. Every way. And they want to bring out the fact the Golden Knights are undefeated at home. Well, that's why you drop the puck and you play the damn game to change those type of stats. The Vegas Knights have just got their hind parts handed to them by the Washington Capitals on their home ice with that dumbass Castle and Bama's banging on drums. I was like, is this a David Copperfield show, or are we getting ready to watch hockey?
Yeah, but still,
bells and freaking whistles. That's what Vegas is.
That's what Vegas is, and that's what they do. You can't knock them for their spirit and their fan. You as a Capital fan, you can feel some type of way about it, but them just enjoy the moment, just as us as Capital, you know, the Capitals fans. You can't. So okay.
Hold on, Red. Nah. So then when LeBron decided to have the decision show, that was him enjoying his moment. And that mess got on my nerves just as much as the pregame with the, and guess what? Imagine Dragons, you are no longer the lead song for the Washington Capitals, since you want to be Little John and jump ship, and all of a sudden, well, Vegas, we wouldn't even be a band without Vegas. No, asshole. You wouldn't be a band without all your fans worldwide who support you. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Vegas has never lost at home in a playoff series. There it is, there's this. Well, guess what? The Caps have been the best road team in the 2018 Stanley Cup playoffs. Something got to give. I don't want to hear about Vegas and their undefeated at home record, because they're not anymore. Thanks to Holtby, thanks to Ovechkin, Backstrom. Don't sit here and tell me about what was. Tell me about what is. And what is a 1-1 tied series coming back here to the district, baby.
That's how you
I'm
feel?
good. Hey, Red, go ahead, man. Take it over, Red.
You feel better now?
No. I want my cake and eat it too.
Hey, man, good morning to Hot Rod Brinkley. We see you tuning in, Chad. We appreciate you so much. Cheryl Camp Brown, we see you. Hey, we see you tuning in. We sitting in live, y'all, right here, Mount Top Network Radio, DMV. I'm Tavon Fennell at the Real Red. Well, I'm not at the Real Red T no more, man. Just follow me at Sport Revival on Twitter. Sport Revival without the S on Twitter. And you can follow Kel at DMV Kel 2 on Twitter. But look, though, Kel, I want to take a break, man, because when we come back, can we talk about this Redskins OTA before we get ready to get on up out here today?
Sound like a winner.
Because, you know, I said a player to look out for at DMV Kel, and guess what?
What's that?
He might not be on the roster, man, no more, man. We see him live. Mount Top Network Radio, DMV, out to Baltimore, at the Real Rev T, y'all. That's DMV Kel. I keep saying, man, I got to make me another Twitter page, man. And we'll be right back, y'all. Love somebody on a Thursday. Ow!
Mountaintop Network Radio.
Hey, Kel, you like that? You don't know nothing about that, Kel. You don't know nothing about that, Kel.
Nah. Boy, you better stop playing with me. You ain't doing nothing slick to a can of oil.
Oh, man. We'll be right back, y'all.
Network Radio.
Specialized custom design t-shirts. Our shirts range from infants to adult 5X. We make shirts for groups, churches, organizations, and we will do personalized shirts of your favorite sports team. If you mention the Rev T Sports Revival or Mountaintop Network Radio, you would get a 10% discount off your first order. You can reach us on Facebook at Rucker Apparel. You can email us at ruckerapparel@gmail.com, or you can even give us a call at 202-577-5903.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
From from Russell
This is
Apparel.
Maurice Wood with Ghostis Real Estate. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the Washington metropolitan area, give me a call, 240-356-3580. When you do, mention Mountaintop Network Radio and receive a free CMA on your current home. Once again, this is Maurice Wood with Ghostis Real Estate. Give me a call today, 240-356-3580. Real estate is a relationship business. Let's build one.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
Crystal M. Adair on Mountaintop Network Radio, where the people's voice can be heard. I'm a motivational speaker and an author of the newly released Therapy, a memoir novella by Crystal M. Adair. Go click on Amazon right now. Get your 5-star copy with great reviews. I promise you, it's a book that will change your life. Again, Crystal M. Adair with Mountaintop Network Radio. Tune in again for my motivational minutes.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
This is Steven Askins, host of the Inside Blitz. You can catch me Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. right here on Mountaintop Network Radio DMV. Where we will break down the Thursday night game, talk about the Sunday games, give you injury and fantasy pointers. So tune in Sunday morning, 10 to 11 a.m. right here on Mountaintop Network Radio DMV.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
Can't stop me now. Listen to me now. I'm lasting 20 rounds.
Hey,
and if you want me, then come on get me now.
What's good?
People in the DMV, they can try to get that freak on now. Let's get that freak on, man. You think I was joking when I said that about the Washington Capitals last night and the fan base last night, man? I'm trying to tell you, they was down there partying last night.
Oh, Red Clutch. It was some babies made last night, man.
Oh, I believe it.
It was some babies in the DMV.
Hold on. Let's be real about what part of the DMV some babies was made. Maybe in Bethesda, Montgomery County, Northern Virginia. But I don't know that too many babies was made over in South Carolina.
I rebuke you. I rebuke you, Red.
See, you starting stuff, man. Good morning, man. The big brother Tony asking what's going on, family. Brother Bill Cook, we see you tuning in. We appreciate you so much. But DMVK, though, you know, before I went to break, I said, man, that I wanted to get into the Redskins second day OTAs. Jay Gruden went to the podium, man, and he was just basically asked what he felt about what was going on now and how things looked as far as the team thus far. And he said basically it's pretty much as any coach would say with the 7-on-7 or 11-on-11 drills with no pass, they look pretty good. And he's good with the progress that they're making, but they still got a long ways to go. They asked him about Rob Kelly. Rob Kelly had a new look. He said he cut the dreads out his head. He looked like he shedded a couple of more pounds. And the competition by them bringing in new running backs to compete against him and P. Ryan or whatever, has that changed him? He said no. So at the end of the day, it was basically the same rhetoric that you would expect from a coach at this point, at this time in the season, DMV Kev.
Any coach.
Right.
Every coach.
But one thing that was highlighted to me as I listened to the Coach Gruden speak yesterday, when they got to speaking about Alex Smith, was how is he adjusting? How is he grasping the playbook? And we spoke about this last time we was on the air, DMV Kill, about this thing with Alex Smith. And what's coming out of Redskin Park is that Alex Smith is looking very confident back in the pocket. And although they're running these drills without pass, you're not seeing a scrambling to run Alex Smith. You're seeing an Alex Smith that's juggling around his feet in the backfield, looking for plays to develop and get open. And it's coming out that the Redskins really haven't seen that from a quarterback in the last 6 years, DMVK. So I'm starting to feel really good about this thing with Alex Smith as we go forth into the season. But I'm still optimistic, though, and I still got to keep this notion that this is only temporary. This is a quick fix. Because even if Alex Smith plays well this season, Kel, he's 34 years old. How many years do we really think that he can carry on like this? So,
hey, Red, you know what you just did to me, man?
What did I just do? I lifted you up and then I...
Man, you made me look at my calendar. I was like, damn, is it April 1st? Is Red trying to April Fool's me today? But he can't be. It's May 31st.
Why you say that? Why you say that, though, Kel?
Because you said you are giving compliments to the Washington Redskins.
Yes.
It got to be April Fool's.
No, I'm actually feeling to my Redskin self again. You know, I had a good I had a good conversation with some people down in Richmond yesterday. I mean, but anyway though, but anyway, you know, but I'm just trying to say, DMPK, you know, at the end of the day, when it all comes down to it, though, I really feel good about the quarterback position going forward into the season. Now, my thing is that we have to keep a healthy offensive line, and these receivers have to glisten. They say Paul Richardson out there making big plays or whatever. Okay, but again, that's without pass. So we'll start to really see the task at hand when we talking about the last week in July. What, July 28th when they go to training camp?
Yes, sir.
Right, so we're really starting to see it all in. But for right now, they had a good place. But I can tell you this, though. Zach Brown and Trent Williams haven't been in these OTAs.
No problem. Not worried about them.
I don't believe that that's a distraction. You would like to see leaders on the team in the locker room, but I mean, Zach Brown, from my understanding, he wasn't in voluntary OTAs last year as well. So we'll see how it pan out. But no one's making a big stink about it as of right now. So we just gonna ride with that and just let that play out.
Well, when it becomes mandatory and we hearing these stories that these guys are not there, then we have a problem. Right now, while it's voluntary now, but I am going to switch gears on you real quick, Rev,
go ahead.
And tell you about a player that's having a fantastic OTAs.
Who's that?
Third-year wide receiver Josh Doctson.
Oh, yeah. You knew Josh from TCU?
Josh Doctson, listen, and see, there are certain things that you can see from a player in pads and without pads that you know. For instance, Jerry Rice, whether he had pads on or off, you knew Jerry Rice was going to run a pristine route. You knew that Jerry Rice, not being the fastest guy on the field, was going to find a way to get open, in pads or without. Well, Josh Doctson has taken that similar approach to this year's OTA. Alex Smith was noted saying that sometimes his confidence in Josh Doctson is growing every day. That sometimes he has, and this is something we never heard from Kirk Cousins. Alex Smith has said sometimes he just puts the ball where he knows it's supposed to be, and he's impressed by the effort that Josh Doctson is putting up to get to that spot. See, everybody's saying, well, who got the better of the trade, Minnesota or the Redskins? The Redskins got the better of the trade because, again, like you just said in the intro, Rev, the Redskins are seeing play from the quarterback position that we haven't. You didn't hear of Kirk Cousins testing players, pushing them to get the best out of them. We have a veteran quarterback who is, and to be honest, Rev, I'm going to take it there early. I'm more concerned with the defense and the back end of it than I am with this Redskins offense, because one thing I always saw in Jay Gruden's offense, wide receivers running wide open. We just didn't have a quarterback who could extend the play and get the ball to them.
That's right, man. I gotta say good morning to Joe Gibbs, Gonzalez. We see you tuning in. And there with my man Devon Armstrong. What's up, Tank? We gotta chop it up. Bring the sports revival, bring some live shows, man, to one of them clubs you got. And make sure you keep me abreast so I can share with the people, man, the events that y'all be throwing in. But y'all talking about some good time and some good party with the Go-Go, man. That's my man, Devon, right there. Make sure we keep y'all up to date with what they got going on. And Scott Austin, man, you and your lovely wife, we see y'all tuning in this morning. We appreciate y'all. Go share the post. Go share the post with the people. We sitting in live. Mount Top Network Radio, DMV. But DMV, Kalo, before we get ready to get up out of here, right? We started the show. We was going to do to talk about Big Brother Brian Snow. He called in. He said, Rev and Kel, I got to lay down my brothers and testify about this NBA final. And, man, that was a testimony. Wasn't it, DMV, Kel?
From the Rudy to the Tootie.
But listen here, though. I know something that wasn't a testimony, DMV, Kel.
Uh-oh. I can tell by the change in your voice, we can ready to go to, hey, listen, man, wherever you at, share this post, send this link, because everybody want to know what Rev T think right now on this subject that we about to touch on.
Yeah.
Let them have it, Red.
Yes, Roseanne Barr, DMV.
Uh-oh.
Roseanne. You know, one thing you can't do in America, especially after Martin Luther King was assassinated in 1968, down in Memphis protesting for the sanitation workers. One thing you can't call a black man in America, a black woman in America, is a monkey. In no form or fashion. Gorilla, chimpanzee, chimp. No. You can't do that. Because, see, when you do that...
Ask the great, what was the sports announcer? My man, Howard Cosell. When he said, look at those little monkeys run.
Yes, Howard Cosell and I mean, just to go on and name a few. And people wonder why. I mean, it doesn't hurt me, but what I be fussing about when people call me coons and clowns and idiots and it all come together that Roseanne has got what she got. But now, here's the bad side of this, though, DMV. Those cast members that were brought out of retirement or got a second chance at being in the active business again, revitalizing their careers. Their careers is over right now.
No, not all of them. John Goodman still had a career. John Goodman has played in everything from Babe Ruth story twice. He did that movie twice, a remake of Babe Ruth story, and all type of movies. He moved on from television, yes, but he was making blockbuster movies, and some he was the lead role. So he didn't even have to go back and mess with this and lost his job, Red.
You understand what I'm talking about, DMV. I'm talking about the little son and everything. We don't know what that little boy been. What's his name? What's the little son name?
I don't even know.
See, I ain't watched Roseanne, but the little boy. But anyway, though, so she kind of come back and try to say she was on some Ambien. And because she was on some Ambien or whatever, the Ambien made her say some racial slurs or whatever, call that woman a gorilla or something. But listen here, though, but the pharmaceutical company came back and said, although their prescription medications may have side effects, one side effect that it doesn't have is allowed to make them a racial. You know what I'm saying? A racist. And so, you know, after all that diggity bob, diggity bang, man, they ain't got no show no more, man. We see Aquaman. We see you, champ, tuning in all the way from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Hey, man, you be safe down there in Tennessee, man, because I heard they did a little Rodney King down there in Tennessee to somebody, kid.
But, yeah, man, I look at it like this, man.
Yes, kid.
The cast members, yes, you brought up a great point. These people have, and even Roseanne's sister, she has a little TV show that was going on, cable show that was going on. So, all of these people chose to stop doing whatever they were doing and come back and have this Roseanne reunion. Say that 10 times. And now, through no fault of their own, they have to find themselves, putting themselves back out there to build their name up. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I asked my friend, I was like, would you sue Roseanne if you was one of those cast members for monies lost? Because I'm pretty sure when they decided to bring them back, ABC wrote a contract with the cast. Now that cast will not receive that money, and they're going to have to, everywhere they go and interview with, people are going to, they may not say it, but it'll be on your mind. I wonder if they believe in what Roseanne believed in. Because they had a good damn run on that show.
Right.
So that means they're like-minded people.
Man, hey, man, you know, Kel, you starting to think like my thinking is, man, when I be thinking about how these haters come at me and then the people around them, you know what I'm talking about? But anyway, go ahead, dog. I'm just saying, you speaking a whole lot. Man, I got a big plate, man. It's filling up right now. Go ahead, kid. Fill it up.
It's unfortunate to those cats, those professionals, because they were promised this, and then the wheels were snatched right out from under them.
Right out
now,
and
as far as Roseanne Barr goes,
there's no back pay. No back pay. No back pay.
No back pay, no forward pay, no lateral pay.
No nothing.
Just, live off of what you got.
Well, they could do a spinoff. They could call it the Rev T Show, right? And like I could be a black man that come in with the Connors and everything and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
I wish I didn't, but I do.
And I'm gonna call my people with the incense and oil and juice to like be my first. I'm gonna see if I can get the minister to come out and speak on, you know, like be encouraged on the Roseanne show.
If they do that, I'm suing ABC.
Could you see Farrakhan being, you know, like the new host? You know,
No.
show?
I'll tell you what they need to do.
Yes.
They need to do a show.
Yes.
Killing off the character of Roseanne.
Right.
Meaning, let her be in a car accident or something tragic happens, God forbid, but kill her character off and continue with the characters that were there.
Yeah,
you got Wanda Sykes.
But the name of the show is Roseanne, so they gonna have to change the name of the show, maybe to the Connors or something, the Connor family.
Nah, you know, or the Connors.
Yeah, the Connors or something. Yeah. The Connors without Roseanne or something.
Shit. I mean, it can be done.
I'll be sitting there really talking about this like this, kid.
Yeah, man, because you know what? I'm sick and tired of these things being ignored. NFL, that statement Roseanne made is the reason why Kaepernick and so many other players are taking the knee.
Yeah, hold on, Kel. Oh. You said the magic word before we get up out of here. Colin Kaepernick. You know, his lawyer was on TV last night. I'm not sure the network he was on, but he was made some statements that, well, somebody may be ready to flip the script on the NFL, DMVK, and testify about how Colin Kaepernick has really been bamboozled by the owners, and that it was a shot call, and it was a shot call in May that took a domino effect within the owners. Even with the ones that was against it, they still went along with it anyhow as well.
Right.
So we might be looking at a big Colin Kaepernick lawsuit against the NFL coming up real soon, brother. Sooner than what we think. But anyway, though, DMVK, man, we had a good show this morning, man. We had big brother Brian Snow, the Snowman, came on and dropped it down like Sammy Town, DMVK.
Right.
And then we had talked about the Caps. I felt so good about what the Caps been doing and everything, and Kale that rubbed off on me, you know, and made me contagious. I said rock the damn red. I ain't say rock the red. I said rock the damn red, DMV kid.
For sure.
And but then we got a chance to, man, talk about the Redskins. Second week, they going into OTAs. This is not mandatory. This is voluntary. But at this point, right now, they got good participation. Couple of vets missing, Trent Williams, Zach Brown. We talked about no biggie at this point right now because it is what, Kale? Voluntary.
The big V word.
Voluntary.
Your choice.
When it becomes mandatory, guess what? We will bring the hammer like the Usa Sama Dammer, something like that. Hit the Bama with the hammer, something like that. But anyway,
the five slammer jammer.
Five slammer jammer. There you go. But see what I mean, my man. But y'all, so listen here. We want y'all to make sure y'all keep abreast with us. We're going to be on next week, probably next Tuesday. Well, no, not next Tuesday, Kale. I'm going to take Buttons to get her license next Tuesday.
Uh-oh.
Or the driver's permit anyway, you know, so I can let her drive. But yeah. So y'all pray for me on that. So probably next Wednesday, we're going to be back on the air. And then just to let you know, with the Mountaintop Network Radio DMV link, we doing an upgrade right now. So we're going to have a new radio link that y'all can check out all the programming that's here on Mountaintop Network Radio DMV. Again, I'm Tavon Fidel. You can find me on Twitter at Sport Revival. You can find DMV Kale at DMV Kale2 on Twitter. You Kale McClain on Facebook. I'm Tavon Fidel on Facebook, Sport Revival, Red T Sports Revival, MCM Radio. Man, Hugh Salters, we see you tuning in. Antoine Bird, man, we appreciate y'all so much. Y'all go share the post. Kale, you got something you want to say, Chain?
Thursday, one more day here on the weekend, man. Hey, listen, make it the best Thursday and Friday you can. That's it.
He say, that's it, man. That's a wrap, y'all. We holler at y'all later. Love somebody. Ow. Do it to yourself.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
You about ready, baby? Huh?
I am now.
So you weren't sure who my dad was. Do you know who my mom is?
You.
Huh?
What now?
Said you weren't sure who my dad was. Do you know who my mom is?
I can't even think. Mom?
Do you know who my mother is?
Oh. No, I guess. I don't know. Who is she?
My mom? You don't know who my mom is?
I have to think about it.
All right, I'll let you think about it.
Huh?
I'll let you think about it.
Tell me.
Who my mom is. I'm Joey. Who's my mom?
This is... I don't know, Joey. I'm trying...
Okay. You don't know? Who am I?
I don't know.
You know who I am. Am I just a friend, do you think?
For me?
Yeah. How did we meet?
School?
No. So when you were young and had babies, you had what? A boy and a girl, or what were they?
I don't know.
Don't I look familiar?
I don't know. I think so.
Well, I wasn't even going to try to do this, but hardest day of my life. When your mother doesn't know who you are, she knows my name, but doesn't know who I am. I tried so hard to get her to tell me who I was with photos, and she just doesn't know. I feel like she just died. I wasn't expecting this when I woke up this morning at all. I thought this would come a lot later, when maybe she couldn't talk. I don't know who she thinks I am, a friend? Someone she went to school with? I just want to go back in and ask her one more time, who am I?
So I'm excited, but
well, I know you were excited because you're a big Gabrielle fan.
Big Gab fan.
I know you are. So this is our girlfriend relationship show. We're talking about different women that I wanted to talk to. Gabrielle Union just kept coming into my mind. And I was like, Gabrielle, but me and Gabrielle don't speak. Gabrielle and I were never really girlfriends. We were great associates that at some point that dissolved. And for 17 years, we have not really spoken.
You don't even know what you're mad about, okay?
We don't even know. When we got on the phone, I was like, Gabrielle, what happened? She's like, girl, I don't know.
Yeah.
So today I really want to talk to Gabrielle to just figure out how we as women specifically get here. And then how we reunite with them sometimes and sometimes we don't.
Sometimes you can't heal it.
Right. And this particular episode is about healing. So I know, and don't fan out on me asking for autographs and all that.
No, you know you have taught me well. I try not to ask for pictures or autographs and try not to act goofy. That's hard. Hi.
How are you?
Hi, Mother. How are you?
So happy to meet you.
I'm so glad that you came.
No.